Hi, I'm Stephanie, an artist living in Vannes, France, and in today's video it's going to be slightly different than usual. I'm not sure you can hear the birds. I'm living near the ocean, so yeah, we've got seagulls. That's the word, seagulls. Goéland. And for some reason they've been hanging out on my roof today, so yeah. That's happening. So in today's video, something a little bit different. I have been not working much this week. I mean, who am I kidding? I think I worked maybe 10 hours the whole week. So I'm going to do a book review about this one. So The Field Guide to Drawing and Sketching Animals by Tim Pond. I'm just going to chill here with my book, very comfortable. I've been wanting to do a book review about this specific book. I mean, books in general, but this specific book, because I honestly fell in love with it. I have a bit of a weakness for books. I have a lot of books. I like books to use as references in my artwork, but also books to read about natural history or also as references. So yeah, I'm kind of a book addict. And I prefer paper version. I have a Kindle somewhere, but I lost it. But that's not the topic. Why am I talking? I'm tired. I'm just tired. So yeah, this book. I was looking for a reference book about animals and all kinds of animals. And so I did some online search before. I always do that to try to pick the best books, because where I live, I cannot just go to a library shop and check them out, because we're very limited in terms of bookshops here in my small town. I searched online and this one had decently good reviews. It's not very expensive and it looked exactly what I was looking for. So not just most animal books in art are about dogs and horses. I want wild animals. I saw this one and was like, yeah, this seems good. It looks complete. So this book is full shock with wild animals, and I have to say it completely exceeded my expectations. Much better than I thought it would be, and it's also beautiful, which I think is important. So yeah, that was a very long intro, so let's just dive into the book and I can show you a bit and show you how I use it. So the book size is about 1 A4. I always find it important to know about the book size it is. It is a soft cover and there are about 200 pages. And we have a color code, as you can see on the side. So you have all kinds of animals. You have mammals, of course, but you also have reptiles, amphibians, fish. You have arthropods. You have even corals, fish, I said that. Okay, so it's extremely complete. I didn't expect it to be that complete. It was actually done with the Zoological Society of London, which is quite interesting because there are always some extra snippets of information. You also have a bit of evolution in there. So I feel like this book is a bit of a mixture between an art book and a scientific, light scientific book. So nothing too intense, but pretty accurate, or like it goes a bit into details, and that's really interesting. And as you can see, everything is hand drawn or painted by Tim Pond. We even have jellyfishes and corals. He makes a great job at deconstructing everything and explaining how many segments, how things work and how things move, so that's extremely helpful. He goes really into detail for so many animals. You see octopus, snails, crustaceans, we have tortoises, of course, sharks, so spiders as well, and scorpions, butterflies. I have never seen, honestly, a book that was as complete. I have a bit of a fondness for caterpillars. This book explains exactly how the caterpillar is made, what it is, what you see, etc. So for instance, what I didn't know, but now I do, is insects. I knew how insects are made. So insects are made from a head, a thorax and abdomen. And what I didn't realize is that on a caterpillar, the thorax is just I mean, it's logical, but it's just behind the head. And so the real legs are just in the front. And I saw those, but I didn't realize it were the legs, if that makes sense. And the things the caterpillar uses as legs are not actually legs, but just proto-legs, so to speak. Typically the things that I'm always kind of looking for, and I like that this book goes into detail to explaining what you are seeing and not just like trying to deconstruct things, but without knowing what it is. So I find that to be extremely useful. And I mean, there's a lot on insects, on arthropods, which again, I've never seen in any other animal art book. I did mantis sculptures a few years ago, but if I had had this book, it would have been so much simpler, because I had to really try to study it from reference pictures. And I remember even going to a natural history museum to understand how legs were attached to the body and how everything works. But the problem is those insects were dead and so deflated, and it's always difficult to understand. I wish, to be honest, I had this book before, but it's pretty recent. So here again, how insects walk, insect anatomy, where he breaks it down. So as you see, it's extremely thorough. He goes into details into the muscles and the skull and the skeleton. So he explains how mammals are similar, but how it kind of changes from one animal to another. And again, that is super useful to understand what you're seeing. So I had some basic knowledge of that, but not as accurate as he, obviously. Basically, whenever you go to a mammal page, he explains you and shows you the muscles. And so you can compare muscles from one species to another. Warthogs, hippopotamuses. And so you can compare, you're like, oh, okay, so this muscle is here, and here you can see that. And I feel like when you understand better how everything works, it's a lot easier to comprehend and to draw. So as you can see, the page is extremely efficient. You usually have just one double page per type of animal, but that makes it extremely thorough, because then you can have a lot of different animals and understand quickly how they move, how they work. Because again, mammals are all kind of similar, so once you understand the gist of it, then it's easier. I also feel that he brings a lot of different approaches to sketching. So here you have kind of like a box type of sketch to deconstruct whales. But depending on the animals, you are going to have different ways of sketching. He deconstructs everything more or less. Some animals get more than 2 pages, elephants for instance, get a full 4 pages, which is also very useful. So I would say it's really a good book to have a quick understanding on how an animal works or moves. And you can always then grab more information on the internet or more reference pictures. But I feel like this book is extremely thorough, extremely well made. Of course, he cannot do every single bird, but he really tries to show the different beaks, how wings work, the different types of feathers, before diving into different types of birds. He also gives some artistic tips once in a while to better draw things. And yeah, always a bit of scientific information, what you're seeing, what it is, the names. So I started using it a bit in my sketchbook to understand exactly how the motion of certain animals were. Understand bedding the caterpillar thing, so I just, redid exactly the drawing that was in the book just to get it in my head. And then what I would do to keep it in my head is to just do it without references, so I can check if I remember the main things. So yeah, that's about it about this book. I think it's a great book if you are looking into animals and if you want to learn how to better understand animals, how to better draw them, how to deconstruct their bodies and understand what you're seeing. I would highly recommend it to anyone who works with animals. I think it's a great book, as much for beginners as for more advanced people, just because it's just so thorough, and it's beautiful and it's inspiring, and I honestly really love that book. So yeah, I was not paid for this, I just really love it. Again, I cannot recommend this book enough. I really hope you found this video insightful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and all that stuff. And yeah, let me know if you want me to do more book reviews in the future. I do have other books that I loved, but it's more natural history. But let me know if you're interested in that as well. I'd be happy to do it. I might do it anyway. I'm not sure. And I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye! I do look tired. By the way, I turned 35 this weekend. Yeah. Thought you might want to know. I need more sleep.